Hi there, Year 6. So this is just a really quick video to go through what you need to have to make sure a graph is accurate and that there's not going to be any bias in it. So I'm having a look at this graph that I made earlier in the week here. Now there's a few things that are really important about this graph. The first thing I'm going to start with is the intervals. The intervals of how they change in between the spaces are nice and even in distance, and they go up by the same amount each time. They start at 0. Starting at 0 is a really important thing when you're starting and putting information on a graph, is that we start at 0 and they go up by 10 each time. Those intervals are equal. The second thing is that I've got my axes labeled. I know exactly what the information is on these graphs. So I can see here, these are the names of the try scorers, and this is the number of tries they scored. I've also got a title, so I know exactly what my data is about. Now with my actual column graphs here, they are spaced evenly apart, and it's very obvious that if you were to draw these up, that someone's used a ruler and that they are very accurate. They are the same width, they are the same distance apart, and they're very accurate to where they need to be in terms of accuracy for those numbers. There's none of them that are going sideways or diagonal. They're not cutting in. They are perfectly straight. So what you're going to have to do today is that some of the data sets that Mr. Moore and Mr. Martin have created, what you guys will need to do is that you'll need to look at these data sets and you'll need to determine whether you think there might be some bias in there and whether you think that information might be a little bit inaccurate. So we need to have a look at the two graphs that we've created, one to compare AJ Brimson and one to James Tedesco, and then another two graphs to compare Braden Trindle and Nathan Cleary. You'll have to answer these three questions for both sets of data. So remember to have a look through and see if they've got accurate information here, thinking about that term bias, meaning that there's something that's not quite right, it's uneven, it's unequal. Hope this video helps.